What time is it?
Talk the real with a certified yapper. Conversations about the latest and the greatest in the world. We can talk about that man, or you can tell me about old girl. Got a secret, hey, don't lay it on me. You need a friend, I'll be your big homie. Let's take a sip and talk it out. Therapy without the couch. On the rocks is what you need. Come toast reality with me, hey. Now tuned in to Rhonda on the Rocks.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Rhonda on the Rocks podcast. It's the first podcast of the new year, so happy new year to everybody. It's 2026. Wow, I will be 39 this year, although I just turned 38, but I will be 39 this year. That's one step closer to 40, which is scaring me. But anyway, happy new year to everyone. I hope that your new year is off to a great start. Mine has been off to a really good start, especially because I have one of my favorite guests here with me today, a good friend of mine. Well, we've become friends as we've gotten to know each other over the last year or so. Well, my good friend, Sir Plus. What's up?
How are you? Back. I am good.
Good. Is your new year off to a good start?
It's been cool, man. It's been really relaxing so far.
Good. That's the way we like it. It's only the second day of the new year, but a lot can happen in 48 hours. So I'm glad that your new year is off to a good start. So we're going to go ahead and dive into the show and start with our first segment, which is the weekend rundown. So the holidays just passed, and these holidays this past year, 2025, they were cool. I think the older that I get, and because I don't have children or I'm not married or anything like that, it's just like another day. And I remember being a kid and being like, why do people say that? Like, how could Christmas just be another day? Such a beautiful, magical day. And now I'm just like, child, it's December 25th. It's not that big of a deal. Do you feel that way?
Sometimes, and I always spend Christmas with the family. So even as I've gotten older, there's still kids around. I got nieces and nephews and stuff. So they still enjoy the holiday. So I get to enjoy the holiday and, throw on the matching pajamas and all that stuff. And I'm still a big kid at heart when I'm around family.
Okay. I love that. Yeah. We spent Christmas in LA 2 years ago, 2023. That was a good time, I guess, because the weather was a lot warmer. Like this Christmas, it was just, I live in Chicago, so it's cold and snowy and, all of that. So that doesn't really help the mood. Like I don't mind snow on Christmas because we're dreaming of a white Christmas, but I don't know. This year I was in good spirits. It was just I do it more for similar to you, I have nieces and nephews and stuff. And so I try to make it exciting for them. But as far as me, myself, it's just another day.
We had our time. We got to pass.
We did have our time. So I guess it is time for someone else. But then New Year's Eve was just 2 days ago. And I was originally supposed to take a trip to visit some family that lives in Iowa. So it's about a 3.5 hour drive. And I was going to spend New Year's Eve with them. But they had some stuff going on. And so I ended up canceling the trip. And I was like, what am I going to do on New Year's Eve? And it came to me just spend it by yourself. make it a big event for you. So I like bought dinner. I like bought flowers for myself. I had champagne. I played like music. Like it was a really, really good time. And of course I prayed. Like that's a tradition in my family. Like we pray the new year in. So I did that. I like just relaxed and I had a ball. It was like very, very relaxing, and it kind of set the tone for how I want my year to go. Like I just want a very peaceful, like slow, very, very subtle year. So what did you do for New Year's Eve?
I was in the house chilling. I like this has been the season where like I'm very much in like not the old man era, but certainly like the getting older era. And you understand why, like when you was a kid, like the older folks in your life, like people in their 40s, and I'm in my 40s now, like didn't always want to go out and like run the streets. So New Year's, I was watching football. I spent time at like the neighbor's house chilling. And then just chill with my partner for the rest of the evening. We got food and watched TV.
Nice. I love that. Did you make any New Year's resolutions?
Nah, I typically I have ongoing goals, man. Health is always a priority. Gym goals, creator goals, professional goals. Those are all kind of just ongoing kind of legacy projects at this point.
Yeah. I don't really make New Year's resolutions either. Similar to you, it's like an ongoing thing. Like I'm constantly setting goals. But this year I just like I was just very intentional, set my intentions for the year. And I just, like I said, I just want a very like smooth, peaceful year. And I know that starts with me, and just like listening more, being quieter, not having as much to say, like outside of the podcast, obviously, like I'm going to talk on my platform, but
absolutely
not just being not as like opinionated and all of that stuff about other people's shit. Like, let me just worry about what I got going on and just really focus on myself this year and how I want to be better and be the best version of myself. And so that's, I guess, my resolution, if you want to call it one, but yeah, I'm just looking inward this year and not saying so much out of my mouth. So that's what I'm doing. I did make this video that everybody thought was so funny, where I don't know if you've heard of this tradition where you like eat 12 grapes under a table on New Year's Eve, and it's supposed to like bring luck and love into your life. And so my friend on New Year's Eve, like earlier in the day, sent me this video and was like, I'm about to buy me some grapes, because if this girl had all of this good luck, like I'm just going to try it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it too, just to see. Like I'm not big on like superstitions or like those types of traditions at all. But it was, just something to do. And I got like a lot of people thought that the video was funny because I like ate grapes under every table in my home. Like
I laughed. I'm not gonna lie to you. I saw it. It was funny.
Right. I'm like, I'm going to make sure that one of these grapes brings the love of my life into my life in 2026. But on the flip side of that, like some people thought it was funny, but I also had people sending me messages like, this is witchcraft and, I can't believe that you're doing. And I'm just like, guys, calm down. Like everybody relax. They're like, oh, you bringing curses into your life and all of this. And I'm like, y'all take stuff so serious. It's not that deep. And I've learned that a lot about just having a social media presence, period. The more exposure I get, the crazier people get. I literally just blocked somebody before we got on this podcast because I made this video. I was in Burlington. I just had a random thought. So I just recorded it and posted it. And those videos, when I do that, they typically do well. So anyway, I recorded this video and I was like, stop letting y'all kids run in the store, because when they fall by my feet, I'm just going to look and keep moving. Like that was it. This lady gets in the comments and is like, we've been doing that forever. Like, you ain't talking about nothing. And I was like, well, I'm glad to know that I'm not alone. Like, Happy New Year. And so then she leaves another comment. She's like, girl, bye. I'm like, are you okay? Like, why are you so angry about a video that I didn't make for you? I don't even know you, ma'am.
People are not indeed okay.
Right. I mean, she was like going crazy in the comments. And so I just blocked her. I'm like, girl, relax. Like, you're really upset about a video that I made in Burlington that took me 2 seconds to make on my iPhone 14. Like, please go to hell. So I'm learning that the more exposure that you get, the more you put yourself out there on social media, you are literally opening the door for people to share their opinions, to tell you how much they don't like you, how much they can't stand you, and all of that. And for people to really think that everything that you post is the most serious thing in the world. Like, y'all, it really was not that deep. The grapes, if it works, I mean, shout out to me, but if it doesn't, that's okay. Like, I've been single forever, so it doesn't matter.
I had never heard of the grape thing until like a week ago, to be honest with you. And I don't know too many folks that got down. It might be because I, grew up in a house where my mama was married or something, so she wasn't eating no grapes.
Yeah.
Because she had a husband. But yeah, I saw like one person who said they ate grapes last year that got engaged this year. So it's working for somebody.
Right. It's working for somebody. And maybe it wasn't the grapes. Maybe it was just their time. It doesn't matter. Like, either way, the video was funny. Let's all move on. Like, it only happens once a year. People do resolutions. People make wishes and blow out candles on a cake every year. Like, but we don't talk about those things. Like, everybody, I'm going to make a wish and blow my candles out for my birthday. Or, what other traditions do people have that when they do it, it's just normal and nobody thinks anything of it? But
we're in like this weird period, not to get super off topic, where it feels like people are labeling everything as like demonic or witchcraft, other than the shit that's actually evil right now. Like, it's movies, it's Beyonce, it's fucking grapes on New Year's Eve. Never like the government. Like, exactly. Things that are actually hurting people.
Right. Like, there's a lot going on in Palestine that's evil, but
absolutely.
You worried about me eating grapes under a table in a house that I pay the mortgage. So I can eat the motherfuckers off the floor if I want to. Like, I can stand on my head and eat grapes if that's what the fuck I want to do, because it's my house and it's my page and it's my mouth and my grapes. But yeah, people who get like super religious or super like demonizing everything just annoy me. Like, don't come in my inbox with that. Like, you can feel that way and you could just pray for me since you know so much. Just pray for me if me eating grapes just disrupts you so bad.
I want better Illuminati benefits. Like, that's what I want. It's particularly like both you and I, members of like Black Greek letter organizations. But like, how come when we sell our souls, like white folks sell out and they get to run the world, and like Black people sell out and we like get to pay dues and do community service, and like at the most we might win a Grammy. They say Beyonce and Jay-Z. Like, I want better for our conspiracy theories.
Yeah, like, they need to up the benefits package, because if I'm selling my soul, usually when you sell something, you get something in return. But I feel like I sell my soul and I'm just doing more work. Like, basically, where's the return on all of this selling of your soul because you're in a Black Greek letter organization, or because you eat grapes under a table, or blow out your candles on your birthday cake, or jump over a broom at your wedding, or christen your child. I mean, like, all of these things, and we just get no benefits. So Big Loom got to do better. Big Illuminati got to do better. Listen, I don't know if there's a headquarters that we can write into, but
the day I sell out for real, like, if I go dark on social media and like y'all don't see me no more, like, then let the talk begin. But as long as I'm still like on Instagram posting stories, like, I didn't get no tangible benefits from. I love my brothers and my sisters, but
yeah. Yeah, no benefits yet. No benefits yet. If there are some, there will be signs. There will be signs. So if you know me personally, you have my phone number, hold on to it, because if Big Loom has that payout, I gotta go. You'll
phone number gonna change. That's the first thing.
Well, yes. I mean, I'll give people like 24 hours to get in contact with me, and then after that, I'll change my number.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as we have a plan, I feel like we're good. As long as we have a plan. All right, we're gonna move into the next segment, which is called Love Bites.
I'm mad. I have to go to work. I have to earn a living. I'd rather have a private income and get laid well and often.
So I went on a cruise for my birthday back in December. It was a great time. One of my really good friends and I went, and we just enjoyed ourselves. Anytime I go on a cruise, I always meet people. And I end up just knowing these people forever. Like, I'm friends with people on Facebook and I've watched them get married, have kids. We still keep in touch. We may never see each other in person again, but like, we met on a cruise. And then there's some people that I have seen in person again that I'm actually friends with now that I met on a cruise. But anyway, I was on this cruise and my friend and I were going to this one bar on the ship every night. And there was this white man named Art that was there every night as well. And he was just super chill. Like, he's sipping his beers, like minding his business. And so, of course, we like strike up a conversation and he starts telling me about his love life, essentially. And I really don't know how we got on the subject, but I'm glad that we did, because he really just like dropped some knowledge and like shared a lot of like wisdom with me. Now, my friend that I went with is engaged. So she's like off the market. She's been engaged for years. I don't know when they're going to get married, but I guess that's not my business. But they've been engaged.
Weddings are expensive. Weddings,
yeah, they are. They are. But you know, you can get married and then have a wedding. Like, you don't have to wait until the wedding to get married. But anyway, she's off the market, and so he was telling me about he doesn't have any children. He's never been married, but he's like soon to engage with the woman that he's with now. But he was telling me that he kind of just focused on himself his whole life. Like, he was dating and things like that, but he had like a plan. He wanted to retire from the Department of Corrections in California and move to South Carolina. He had friends in South Carolina. He wanted, the cost of living is a lot cheaper. Like, that was his goal. And he knew that anytime that he got with someone, that he would share that with them. Like, I only have X amount of more years to work. And when I'm done working, like, I want to move. And a lot of people opted out. Like, they were like, no, I don't want to, relocate. I don't want to leave my family or, my life here or whatever. And the woman that he's with now, that was her thought too initially. But after like dating and like spending time together, she realized like, this is a really good man. I don't want to lose him. And she moved to South Carolina with him because he's retired now. And they just go on a cruise like every month, literally. Like, they're always traveling, which I love. But he was saying to me, because I was just like, damn, like, where do you find these people at? Like, I feel like I have all of these wonderful things going for me. I feel like I bring a lot to the table, if that's a thing. But like, where do you meet these people at? And he was like, well, the one thing that I did, I just remained true to myself. Like, I did not compromise my desires and the things that I wanted and the things that I planned for. And he was like, it doesn't work when you compromise. Like, there's a healthy amount of compromising, right? Like, I get that when you're in a relationship, but when you like throw away your plan for someone else, like, it doesn't work. Like, you end up resenting them. You end up like, being angry that you didn't stick to what you said you were going to stick to, especially if the relationship doesn't work out. But one of the things that he said to me that stuck with me, he was like, one day you're just going to turn a corner and your person is going to be there. And it's making me a little emotional even talking about it right now. But he just said it with so much like confidence that it like made me feel confident, if that makes sense. Like it made me feel like, you know what? All right, you're probably right. And he just said it. Like we talked like about what I do and all of that stuff. And he was like, Rhonda, one day you're going to turn a corner and your person is just going to be there. And so that was just such a good like experience, because sometimes you just like give up. And I think I've shared that with you recently when we were talking, and I'm just like, child, fuck these people. Like I am over it. I'm just going to be by myself. Like I just, because it just, I don't know. It just seems like it doesn't work out. So shout out to Art. I didn't get any of his information, but I know that he's in South Carolina. So Art, if you're watching this, thank you for sharing that with me. What are your thoughts on that, AJ?
I agree with Art, honestly. Sometimes it happens a lot of the time when you least expect it. It can be people that you least expect. And truthfully, there's also one of the things that I've been blessed to see through my parents is that there truly is no timeline. I was married young, been divorced for a good bit. But my parents got remarried later in life, like anywhere from the 40s, like decade wise, the 40s to the 60s. So like for me, I always felt like there's time.
Yeah, I hope I'm not a 59-year-old bride, but shout out to the ones who are. I would like it to come. I'd be a 39-year-old bride. I can't be a 29-year-old bride because those years have passed. But like, I don't know. I go back and forth. I truly like vacillate back and forth between whether that is something that I really want, or if I'm just okay with it not happening. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm in a place now where I'm good either way. Like I understand in life we don't always get what we want. And I don't know, like I was thinking on New Year's Eve, because like I said, I was here alone, like kind of doing my thing. I was like, I don't know that I really want anybody in my space 24/7 like that. Like, because I've lived alone for so long, like my ex lived with me for a few years when we were together, but like outside of that, I've always been alone. So the thought of another individual being in my space 24/7 makes my chest tight a little bit. Like it gives me a bit of anxiety. So I mean,
there's a lot of ways to be happy, man. And the thing is, like, our elders wrote the book on this, and we are just kind of flipping through the pages. And we all know, like, we had that relative, or older person that had like that special friend that was around for like 15, 20 years until somebody died. They never lived together. They never like publicly acknowledged the relationship, but we knew what it was. And on the flip side, we all got folk that have been married 20, 30, 40, 50 years until somebody dies. So there are just multiple roads and routes to happiness.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So I was also thinking about this idea that, we see it a lot on social media. We hear it a lot in music these days. This idea of a woman being soft and men wanting a soft woman. So I was listening to the Dear Future Wifey podcast, and Ricky Smiley was a guest on the podcast. And so Lateris, who is the host of the show, asked Ricky Smiley, like, why are you still single? Like, why are you not married? And he went into this long, and I love Ricky Smiley, don't get me wrong. He went into this long, like, speech about how he just wants a soft woman. And, a lot of women that he meet, they're so aggressive and all of this. And he wants someone that like talks nicely and talks like soft and, is just super feminine. And I genuinely do not understand that concept. Like, I don't know why it's lost on me, but it is. Like, I don't understand what it means for a woman to be soft outside of like physically, like, got soft skin. Like, I hear it, but it doesn't make sense to me. Does that like help me out?
So I don't know how much help I'm gonna be here. Like this is not like this was never on my list of like requirements. For me, it like I like you or I don't. And who you are naturally is gonna vibe with who I am naturally or is not.
Yeah.
I have never extensively dealt with people who are just mean or super aggressive or anything like that. At the same time, I also recognize if I'm looking for one person, if I got to go through 20, 30 conversations to maybe get one, like that's going to be exhausting. Like that is just a part of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess it's confusing to me where it's like a woman needs to be soft and be like in her feminine era. Like I don't think that a lot of men understand that when a woman is in a relationship with a man, to me, at least for Rhonda, I'll speak for myself. If I don't feel safe, then there is no me being soft, right? Like I need to know that I can depend on you. And I don't mean just physical safety. I mean, like if we are paying bills together, I need to trust that if you said you paid that rent, that you paid that rent. Because if you didn't, I'm going to pay it. Like I'm going to make sure because I can't be outside. And for some men, that's seen as like, oh, you just won't let a man lead. You just trying to be the man. Like, no, nigga, you're irresponsible. It ain't got nothing to do with gender. It has everything to do with you not being a responsible person. And so when I hear it and I feel like it just like irritates me a little bit. And maybe I'm not a soft woman. Like I wouldn't describe myself as being soft. Like I just wouldn't. That's not a word that I would use to describe myself. I don't think that I'm necessarily aggressive, but I would describe myself as being like bold. I am very like direct. I'm also funny. Like I'm all of those things. But when I hear, oh, men want a soft woman, like it makes me feel like I don't have a dog in the fight because I'm not that. Like I'm not a soft person. Like, am I feminine? Yeah. Like I, dress nice and smell good and get my hair done and nails and all that stuff. If that's what's considered feminine, but I'm definitely not a soft person, or a soft woman at all. So I don't know where that leaves me in the dating pool, probably on the deep end, drowning, because that's what I hear all the time. This idea of like, soft women. Do your friends do you have people in your life that you've heard use that term? I know you see it on social media.
I see it more on social than I do in like actual conversation. And to be fair, like a lot of my guy friends, they off the market. They've married or they've got partners. But one thing that I do know I do believe there's, for the most part, numbers aside, there's somebody for everybody. And really what you want is somebody that's going to appreciate you for who you are. But that also requires you, generally speaking, to show your authentic self essentially from day one.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You can't con your way into a relationship.
Oh,
even though a lot of people do. But
yeah, I do. I that was very interesting that you said that, like conning your way into a relationship. And I think that, you hear people say when people show up in a relationship initially, they're showing their representative. That's not the real them. They, will change over time. So it's like, which one is it? Do you put your best foot forward, or do you come just like raw dogging it? Like, this is me. Like, I hope you like it. Like, bonnet on. This is me, no lashes. Like, is that how you come, or do you put your best foot forward? I don't.
I think you can be authentic without being like busted, for lack of a better term. So no, I'm honest about a lot of things. And I don't know if we talked about this last time. I've definitely talked about this on social. Like I fight depression and anxiety daily.
Mm-hmm.
And have been, clinically speaking, in terms of diagnosis, for the last 5 years. I absolutely talk about that, but a lot of it is in the way that you roll it out. If I were to sit somebody down, and I break down and start crying, like they might take that a little bit more seriously versus if, we're having a regular conversation and they're like, tell me about yourself. And I'm like, hey, I struggle with depression and anxiety. Sometimes I'm going to have some bad days. Here's what that looks like. Here's what ideally, here's what I need from you. And, and you kind of go from there. And it's just about being honest about who you are without like a sense of dread or, just like, it's not a funeral. Like this is it's just the way that you are.
For sure. So how did you get there? Like, I'm sure when you like got that diagnosis, it's like, okay, I don't want to lead with here's what my mental health looks like. But how did you get to the place where you were like, I know I need to share this with whoever I'm dating?
I had a lot of practice and started talking about it before. I talked about it a lot on social. I wrote about it. I had conversations. I didn't shy away from it at all. And it's not the most important thing about me. But when I was, early in the therapy stage, like it was something I absolutely talked about because it was current. It was a current event. In life. Yeah.
So how do you mix that with, I'm also a professional Dom. Like I struggle with anxiety and depression every day. And I also do kink work. Like how do you mix that into the combo?
I don't kink when I'm having mental health issues. Like I know that, for some people, and again, this is not to talk down on anybody. This is solely my story. If I'm not feeling good, like kink is not a way to address my particular depression or anxiety. So I'm not feeling well. I'm gonna be in the house. I'm gonna be under the weighted blanket. I'll be anywhere else other than trying to do some kink stuff.
Yeah. So when you meet people, I know you have a partner now, but when you met her, like, how did you, I know that you told me earlier, like she already knew about the kink, because that's kind of how you guys connected, but how did you share with her about your mental health?
Therapy is a mandatory thing for me when I am looking at people for partnership. So she got it because she go to therapy. Just like I do. So it wasn't something, it was something that she got. And, for me, that is one of my non-negotiables. I am not into like, oh, she got to be soft. She got to be feminine. Like, have you addressed your shit? Like, right. That's like the thing that I look for, because I know what it looks like to be with folks or to be around people that haven't addressed their stuff. And I am like actively addressing my stuff too.
Wow. Okay. I love that. Like I've never thought about therapy being like mandatory. Like you got to be this, you got to work, you got to, have your own place and you have to be in therapy.
At this point, like I said, I'm in my 40s. Like we've all been through stuff. It don't matter how privileged your life was. Like we have all been through some stuff as kids or teenagers or young adults that we got to work through. And if we don't work through that, like that manifests itself in our relationships. If we do work through it, it also manifests itself. So like, yeah, for me, it's not difficult because like in the same way that I work through my shit, I need to know that people are actively working through their stuff too.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Well, I will continue to hold on to Art's words that one day I'm going to turn a corner and Prince Charming will be waiting there and he'll be in therapy and he won't mind if I'm not a soft woman and all of those things. And it will live happily ever after. And then you and I will do another podcast episode and we'll talk about it.
There are a lot of guys out there that do not kind of want that like 1950s archetype. The question is, are you cool with the way that they are? And their views of the world, and maybe they might be a little softer. So it's a two-way street. Like if there's a dude that is cool with you, proverbially speaking, being a little rougher around the edges, are you cool with him being a little softer? If you are the big personality in the relationship, are you cool with him being an introvert? Because a lot of it is opposites attract. in a lot of space. So from what I've seen and I've gotten a chance to see, a lot of dudes who are married to like super successful women, they like me. They look quieter. They a little more introverted. They're not trying to outshine like their wives and stuff. So it's a balancing act. And you got to be cool. And you got to be cool with that. And there are not a lot of women who are cool with a dude like I said, man, not like no punk. And he's not gonna let you run him over, but he may not be loud. He may not be super aggressive or super take charge or whatever too. So if you don't want to be lumped into that stereotype, you got to be comfortable not looking at a dude who may not fit, the traditional stereotype and accepting him as he is.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if my person wasn't like, if they were an introvert. Like I am a extrovert through and through. Like this is genuinely who I am. I don't mind talking. Like I don't have any type of complex about talking in front of people, any of that. Like I've always been this way. It was the way that I was basically raised. Like we were always just put in front of people in church and just other places to talk and sing and present and do whatever. So I wouldn't mind if my person wasn't that, but I don't want to get in a space to where they're annoyed by that or they're bothered by that, which is what I've run into a lot in the past. I've dated a lot of guys that were introverted, but me being overly extroverted became an issue for them. Like, I don't know if they felt like I was getting too much attention or too much shine, or there was like this jealousy thing because I'm a nice looking woman. Like, yeah, other men are going to notice me, but if I'm with you, I'm with you. Like that, That's it. That's all. But I've dated guys in the past who just couldn't handle that. And even now, like I've had guys inbox me and they like, I would take you out, but I don't want to end up on your podcast. And I'm just like, like, well, what the fuck are you going to do? Because I don't know what to tell you. Like, this is who I am. It's not about like, I don't date for content. Like the content writes itself. I genuinely don't have to go out with anyone and I will still have plenty of content. So it's hard sometimes because I feel like I have to choose. Like, do I want to be Rhonda on the Rocks and have this podcast and, be this vocal, outgoing person, or do I want to date and be in love? Like sometimes I feel that way. And I know that that's not true, but sometimes with the type of men that I run into and they're constantly telling me like, I don't want to end up on your podcast. I don't want you to be talking about me. And I'm just like, fuck off. Like
it is.
I would talk about you and you wouldn't even know. Like, so what difference does it make?
Yeah, everybody is not cut out to date people with public personas or public figures. It ain't for the weak. As somebody that has worked at some of the highest levels of power, it ain't for the weak. At the same time, though, a mature person is either gonna say, yeah, I'm cool with you talking about this on the podcast, just don't give out like the details of my identity, or like, I'm interested in dating you, but like at this point right now, I'm not comfortable being a subject on the podcast. Like there are ways to talk about everything and to get around everything. And
for sure,
ideally, you want somebody that's going to use their words one way or the other. They either going to let you share the details, or they're going to be like, yeah, I rock with you, but like as we get serious, like please keep this private.
And I respect that. Like, I'm not going to be like, no, I have to talk about this. Like, I need to use this specific date or you as a specific person on my podcast. I am 38 years old. I've dated a lot. And I don't mean like been in relationship with, but I've been out on tons of dates. I've interacted with a lot of men. So I don't need to use you as an example. Like it always blows my mind when I hear men say that. But then when they get in my inbox and say that, well, then I talk about that on the podcast. Like, yeah, somebody inboxed me and said that they don't want to take me out because they're afraid that they might end up on the podcast. Like, y'all act like this is pop the balloon. It's not. Like, I don't reveal people's identity or any of that. Like, I never would do that. What'd you say?
At the end of the day, you want somebody that's able to use their words again, one way or the other. They want to say like, hey, like Also, it's a sign that people are listening to the podcast, which is also a good problem to have too. But yeah, you want somebody that's able to say, hey, like, I'm worried about this. And like, people don't want to hear about themselves in a negative light, but also it's like, if they on the podcast, it's probably because they done fucked up too. But you know, you want somebody that's able to have like just a very real conversation with you about it.
For sure. For sure. Well, it's the beginning of 2026. It's January 2nd. So we'll see. Like, when we are back at this time next year, we'll see. We'll see. Will I continue to be rough around the edges and Rhonda on the rocks, or will I just become this soft, feminine woman that all the niggas want to date?
It's somebody that's going to rock with you regardless.
Somebody gonna rock with me regardless. All right. So we're going to segue to our next segment, which is bald-headed hoe shit.
Yeah, I got a babe, but I left the nigga at home. Hey, drop one, what we doing? Bald-headed hoe classes. Yeah. Drop one, the
The reason why we are here today is because you and I were randomly having a conversation. I don't remember if I reached out to you. I don't know. It's probably like, hey, how are you? That sort of thing. And I just started venting. And I am so grateful for you because you didn't have to like listen to me or respond or anything, but it was just like perfect timing. So, I had weight loss surgery back in June. I've lost like almost 100 pounds to date. And it has really changed a lot in my life. So obviously it's changed the way that I shop because now my clothes are smaller. I don't eat as much. I don't really drink any of that stuff. So it's changed my life so substantially. But one of the things that comes with rapid weight loss is like loose skin, and your body starts to literally like deflate. At least that's the best way that I can describe it. And so while I'm in the gym regularly, like I work out 5 days a week, sometimes when I like look at myself in the mirror, I'm just like, what have I done? Like, I'm used to being a very like full woman. Like I have very full breasts, like big thighs, like big butt, like all of that. And while some of those things still remain, they just don't sit the way that they used to. And so like my arms are starting to like have loose skin. My midsection has a lot of loose skin. My inner thighs has a lot of loose skin. And so when we were chatting the other day, I was just like, I don't know if I like this. Like I feel like I did the right thing because I feel good, like physically feel good. But on the flip side of that, I don't know that I'm like comfortable in my skin or not. Like full transparency, I historically am a big nude sender, big nude taker. Like I just have never felt like ashamed of my body, even at my highest weight. Like a bitch gonna put that camera up and, make a nigga smile. That's my thing. But lately I'm like, I don't know that, like, I feel like I can't make it work. Before, like I could hit certain angles and do certain things. And it's like, okay, I got the right picture. But now because everything is so different, it's just made me feel less confident in my body and how I look. And so I was sharing that with you and you started sharing some things with me about your own struggle with that. So that's kind of what I want to dive into about this whole idea of like being comfortable in your own skin.
Yeah, and I've been bigger, probably since close to elementary school. Like I've had yo-yo periods where I was a little bit smaller. I've had periods where, again, I was a little heavier, started working out. So I put on a lot of size and now like putting on weight again. So it's, it's kind of just this constant push and pull. But, one of the things, again, like I told you, I go to hedonism every year, have been going at least once a year since 2020. And
can you tell people what hedonism is in case they don't know? Yeah,
so hedonism too is in the Grill, Jamaica. Shout out to my Worst Behavior tour. family that I go with pretty much every time. It's a clothing optional resort. It can be as wild or as mild as you want it to be. But one of the things that I love about going is that I get to just exist in my body, because so many times, if you're not a person who is comfortable just being in your skin without clothes, most of the time that you are evaluating yourself or other people are evaluating you, it's for the purpose of like sexuality, or it's the purpose of trying to be desirable to somebody. I go to Jamaica and I get to lay around or swim or have regular conversations, and just be in my skin and be naked and not be sexualized all the time. Either by myself internally or just from other people looking at me. And that is such a powerful and freeing experience to just get to exist in your body and also get to see other people of all different shapes and all different sizes exist in their bodies as well. And not for the purposes of being sexualized or being the object of somebody's lust or something like that.
Mm-hmm. So what did you do or think that made you want to start going to that resort every year? Because how long have you been going?
I went on my first trip December 2020.
Okay. So for the last 5 years, what drew you to that? And you knew it was like clothing optional. I mean, I know you do kink stuff, but like kink don't always mean that you're like comfortable being naked in front of people, I assume. So
absolutely.
What made you start going every year?
People told me it was fun, and I started having like FOMO kicked in. So, I booked the trip, and the first time, like I was terrified. Like I knew it was going to be fun, but I didn't necessarily know what to expect. I hadn't been naked. I think there were only like 80 people on the trip that I went on. This is like COVID era right now, which is not a lot of folks. It was like 200 people last time I went.
Yeah.
But I went out like a day early. And I got there at night, and like I went on over, got changed, put my stuff down, went over to the nude pool, took the clothes off real quick, and like just hopped in. And like I said, it was dark too.
Yeah.
And a funny thing happened, and that is like nothing happened. People were happy to see me. It was fairly regular. The other thing that I did find, like, while I did get to exist and while I do get to exist in like a non-sexual state, it was nice to be, the object of some people's desires as well. So like it was a balance for sure.
Wow. Yeah. I maybe that's a goal for like 2026. Maybe I'll put that on my list of resolutions that don't exist. Not necessarily to like go to a nude resort or to a nude beach or anything like that, but like, what are some things that I'm going to do that make me feel more comfortable in this new body that I'm in? Because I cannot remember the last time that I weighed what I weigh now. Like, I genuinely don't know. I know it wasn't in the last like 10 or 12 years for sure. So, and I'm still losing. So, like, I don't know what that's going to look like as my body continues to change. But like just doing things where I'm more comfortable in my skin. And like, I haven't like lost my confidence when I'm clothed, like bad bitch, always. Like, I've always dressed well, like all of that stuff. But it's just like behind the closed door. Like when I get ready to get in the shower or when I'm getting ready to be intimate, like there are times where I'm just like, let's just make the room pitch black dark. I just want to feel you. I don't want to see you. When in actuality, I don't want you to see me because I'm not fully confident in the way that I look. And I'm if I have a kink, it's a praise kink, right? Like I like for you to tell me how amazing I am, how wonderful I am, how beautiful I am, how well I'm doing what I'm doing. And so when I'm not feeling confident, it's like, oh, like, is that going to happen? And it makes me shy away from even being intimate now because I'm not fully confident in my skin. So yeah. But I
You got to
think
give people an opportunity to show up for you too.
Yeah. Tell me more about that. Like, what do you mean?
So one of the things that I've told friends, and I tell myself this as well, you got to stop robbing folks of the opportunity to be there for you. You know, when we shrink, when we, you know, stay in the closet, proverbially speaking, like, well, we'll never know. Like there are, again, I have seen all types of bodies be desired. I have seen all types of bodies in relationships. And there's somebody that's going to rock with us at every phase of life, and somebody that is going to think we are, you know, the bee's knees at every stage. But if we don't put ourselves out there, we're never going to find that. And we also got to be okay with rejection. Like, we're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. It does not matter how you look. And while I have tried to cut back on my social media interaction, I see trolls in the most fit woman's page to like the biggest woman's phase. And the same with men too, because a lot of people are going to have opinions. Like, there is no like universally admired body type out there. And at the same time, there are admirers of all body types out there as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I think just as my body and my life continues to change, like, I have to be okay with my like mindset around these things changing as well. But I've been a heavy girl my whole life. I'm still a heavy girl, but I've been much heavier for a long time. So I've learned to just exist there, right? Like, I've learned to just I've adapted to what that looks like and how that feels, and, you know, whatever level of confidence I'm going to have at that stage. And so now at this stage, it's just like I feel like my mind is in some ways being rewired, because I get a lot more attention, which is also weird, like from men just like out in the world. Not like from like dating profiles and stuff like that. Like, occasionally men would like talk to me and, you know, whatever, try to holler at me in the grocery store and stuff like that. But now, like, I don't know if I just notice it more or if it's actually happening more. I was in the grocery store like 2 weeks ago, and I'm looking for beans, and this guy comes down the aisle. I see him, but I'm just always looking at my surroundings. That's just who I am. So I don't know if men